anoa'i star accuses Roman Reigns of major wrongdoing. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jennifer, have a nice day. For the WWE family latest news update, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon. Thank you. A jolt ran through WWE this week when Bronson Reed decided he'd had enough of Roman Reigns' aura of untouchability. On the Raw recap show, Reed unloaded on the tribal chief, claiming Reigns has built his empire on shortcuts rather than true dominance. The Australian powerhouse said their last encounter told the real story he had Reigns beaten when it mattered, even mocking him by taking his sneakers as a trophy. The only reason Reigns walked out looking strong, Reed argued, was because he blindsided him when the contest was already over. The accusation hit hard because it undercuts Reigns' carefully built image as the unstoppable leader of WWE. Reed went further, warning that if Reigns ever tried to reclaim his shoes, he'd risk losing much more than just footwear. For a man who's been positioned as WWE's measuring stick, that's not just trash talk, it's a bold challenge. What makes this feud different is how personal it feels. Reed isn't angling for a belt or chasing spotlight. He's out to expose what he sees as weakness behind Reigns' dominance. Calling him out for hiding behind sneak attacks is one thing. Questioning his entire legacy is another. That kind of statement forces fans to stop and wonder if this is the challenger WWE has been waiting for. Roman, never one to indulge in lengthy back and forths, shot back with a simple, loaded response. "See you in Paris." That line alone set the stage. The two are now on course for a showdown at Clash in Paris, and the stakes feel sky high. This isn't just about winning a match. For Reed, it's about rewriting the story of who Roman Reigns really is. For Roman, it's about proving once again that no one can shake his grip on the throne. With WWE Raw moving to Netflix earlier this month, it's evolved from being just a wrestling show to something much larger than life. So far, the company has had an event known as a WWE Draft, which allowed the transfer of wrestlers across the different brands in the company. With the event moving to Netflix, the company has adopted a new format, known as the transfer window. During this window, wrestlers will be moved across all three brands in the Stamford-based promotion. While it's not entirely been confirmed yet, some really big names are expected to be shuffled around the company. At this time, it's unclear when Roman Reigns and Jimmy Uso will be brought over to the red brand from WWE SmackDown. Both these wrestlers have incredible star power and could form a major attraction for the crowd every week. Considering that the feud with Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline is more or less settled for the time being, their move to the red brand would create a star-studded spectacle on Netflix too. Apart from Jimmy and Roman, there are rumors that LA Knight and Bayley will also be moved to WWE Raw as a part of this draft. With Rhea Ripley currently on Raw, there's a chance that Bayley is being brought in because the two might end up feuding for the WWE Women's Championship. Other interesting names from WWE NXT are also set to make an appearance on the Raw roster, including Ethan Page and Noam Dar. These NXT standouts are believed to have impressed the crowd, which is why they're being brought up to one of the bigger brands currently being broadcast on the biggest streaming platform globally. While these wrestlers are being moved to Raw, some wrestlers from Raw will also be moved to SmackDown, and possibly to NXT too. The names of those wrestlers are unclear at this point, but more information should be available soon. It'll be interesting to see which wrestlers the company shifts across the brands and how it all pans out for the storylines involved. The event, which takes place on August 31st, already features several high-profile bouts. According to a report from Dave Meltzer in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, 3 more title matches are set to be added to the lineup. It is expected that these matches will be made official on the upcoming go-home episodes of Raw and SmackDown. A championship match between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre would be the culmination of a rivalry that has been simmering for months. McIntyre has been on a relentless run since his heel turn, and his bitter, justified persona has made him one of the top villains on Raw. He has repeatedly targeted Rhodes, making a title match between the two a logical and highly anticipated main event. This would be Rhodes' second PLE defense since winning the title from John Cena at SummerSlam. For McIntyre, it would be his first shot at the undisputed WWE Championship since his loss to Roman Reigns at Clash at the Castle in 2022. The reported match between Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn is another deeply personal rivalry. Zayn recently moved to SmackDown with the stated goal of capturing the one title that has eluded him, the United States Championship, which would make him a Grand Slam champion. His quest has put him on a direct collision course with the new leader of the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa. The history between Zayn, the former honorary use, and the Bloodline is one of the most celebrated stories in modern WWE. The third reported match pits Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch against the returning WWE Hall of Famer Nikki Bella. Nikki made her return to WWE at the Royal Rumble in January and has recently entered into a program with Lynch on Raw. This would be Nikki Bella's second singles match of the year. For Lynch, who is coming off a successful title defense against Lyra Valkyria at SummerSlam, it's another chance to prove why she's still one of WWE's most dominant champions. WWE has officially announced Roman Reigns' return. The star was gone after a shocking incident, but had an unofficial return as well. Roman Reigns is now officially announced to be appearing at WWE Raw this coming week. However, that's not all that he's doing. The announcement was that not only was he officially returning to Raw, but he would also be opening the show with a likely promo. While Reigns showed up on Raw this week, he was not officially announced for a return, and the star's appearance came as a surprise. It was not part of the night's promoted appearances, but it made for quite a moment as he came to support Jey Uso and continue his rivalry with Seth Rollins and The Vision. Uso had been wrestling Braun Breaker in an Extreme Rules match when things became unfair, with The Vision interfering. LA Knight and CM Punk came out to help. Reigns, who had not been seen since his injury caused by The Vision and being taken off TV, suddenly appeared on the show and hit Breaker with the spear. Now, the star will be a part of the advertised programming and Open Raw, finally returning to be an attraction on the Red brand before the upcoming Clash in Paris. While Roman Reigns is heading into Clash in Paris to face Bronson Reed, the star has a big challenge in front of him. He may be facing Reed, who's been mocking him by taking his sneakers, but he also has a lot more to deal with. The star will have his former Wiseman, Paul Heyman, against him and advising his opponent. Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker are also unlikely to keep the match fair, as they will be looking to prevent him from winning. Roman Reigns is preparing to work his fifth match of the year so far. The SmackDown superstar continues to battle The Vision on Raw, and now Reigns must deal with one more obstacle before his WWE Premium Live event return. WWE will present BP Pulse Live in Birmingham, England for the Clash. In Paris Go Home edition of Raw, the final Red brand outing before the inaugural Clash. In Paris PLE will air next Monday on Netflix, as it happens at 3 p.m. ET. WWE has announced 2 matches for the show: Penta versus Kofi Kingston and Rhea Ripley versus Roxanne Perez. Nikki Bella will also appear. Raw from Birmingham will open up with Roman Reigns. It was announced during tonight's SmackDown from Ireland that the head of the table will kick off Monday's episode for a follow-up to this week's show-ending confrontation with The Vision, assisting Jey Uso in securing his Extreme Rules main event win over Braun Breaker. The scene also included CM Punk and LA Knight. Reigns wrapped the show by challenging Bronson Reed for Clash in Paris, which was later confirmed. The Tribal Chief has vowed to win their first ever singles bout and to stop Reed's antics with his sneakers. Reigns is not currently advertised for the post-PLE Raw from Paris. WWE held its inaugural Clash at the Castle PLE from Principality Stadium in Cardiff, Wales, on September 3, 2022. This was WWE's first major UK stadium event since SummerSlam 1992 and the first UK PLE since Insurrection 2003. Clash at the Castle. Cardiff was headlined by Roman Reigns retaining the undisputed WWE Championship over Drew McIntyre in almost 31 minutes. McIntyre has been vocal about why the moment was disappointing. As seen below, WWE has just released the director's cut of the 30th and last McIntyre vs. Reigns singles bout, which put their series at 30-0 in